This is step 2 of us building on our Find It cue. Find It is a good job, Lemmy. Is a lovely skill where we mark the moment where a dog looks up at us, and we mark that moment with Find It, and the reward comes on the ground, and then we're looking Find It to see what they do next. Right now, Find It. Bug knows this game very well. She's got nice, soft, loose body language. Find It. She comes right back up to me because there is nothing super distracting in the environment, which is fantastic. All done. So I want to build on that skill now, and I want to take it to a loose leash walking game. We're going to use Tupperware lids to designate places where I'm going to stop and see what Bug does. There are, I'm going to make these, I'm going to make these a little bit closer just so y'all can see what's happening. 2, 3, there's actually 5 down on the playing field. We're going to lead our puppy up, and we're going to talk about what happens when your puppy looks right back up at us now. So, puppy's on a leash. Good puppies get a couple of free treats. We're going to go over to this one closest to us where I might have to do a little, oh boy, gosh, your bum's walking into everything. So we're going to start with this Tupperware lid right here. She is looking up at me. I'm going to say Find It, put one down on the ground. Now she looks right up at me. I move. Find It. If she looks right up at me, I move. Find It. Looks right up at me, I move. Find It. All done. Let me take a break here for a second. So what happens is I start rewarding her for checking in with me with movement. But then I pause at each Tupperware lid and reward the loose leash. You stuck right with me, kid. I love that. Here's another Find It reward. And then I get to see what she does. In this scenario where the environment is super calm and quiet, it's very easy for us to just move up and down what Leslie McDevitt termed Super Bowls. So we're going to start back here. We're going to put, she's looking at me, Find It, what happens next? She looked right up at me, I move first, Find It. Now I want this to be more like a loose leash walk, so I'm going to turn my body, head towards the next one, reward her with walking, Find It, reward her with walking, and then reward the loose leash. And reward her with walking. Good job. Very nice. All done. I gotta reward this one. Because this is so easy with Bug right now, the goal is we start off using these as destination points. We keep our rate of reinforcement very high by having a bunch of lids or bowls on the grounds where we stop and reward loose leash walking. Now I'm going to come back here and do this one more time, but I have removed some of the lids so they're further out. So now it's going to look like Find It, and she looks right up at me. I move, Find It, rewarding loose leash walking. I move, Find It. I move, Find It. I reward loose leash walking. I reward eye contact with movement, loose leash walking with a Find It. Movement, Find It. You know, did you see her predict the pattern? This is a great way to feel what loose leash walking would really look like. Your dog checks in with you sometime, offering eye contact. They are moving well with you. It's a pattern that they love. You're set up initially to reward small intervals, and then as you remove the lids and the bowls, you can get more and more distance. You're asking for more loose leash walking behavior before you reward. Find It. She looks right up at me. We go all the way to this one. Find It. Find It. Find It. Find It. All done. Good job. I'm gonna give Mommy a free treat. I bet you'll never guess what the next version of this is. I'm gonna give you a little hint, but let's stop and talk about this later. My next version is to see if I can keep a nice fluid pattern with the door open. But I'm gonna tell you guys, there's something that's gonna happen. Sometimes when you put that treat down, they're gonna look around. and they're not going to come right back up to you, in which case don't move yet. At some point in time, especially if you start teaching this idea in the house, when you put that treat down and they're distracted looking around, let them, but remain stationary. Let them look. When they come back to you, put another one down on the ground. If they still need to look around, you're saying, hey, you know what? Thank you for not barking by putting that next treat on the ground. Thank you for not yanking my arm off. Thank you for coming back to me when you were ready to. But this allows them to notice things in the environment and choose to come back to you. And we can build on that when we're trying to reduce reactivity to dogs or people, or bring down excitement around squirrels and birds. Hi, ready? You gonna do this one more time? Okay, so next steps, we open the door. We're gonna pay a lot more attention to what our dog does when they don't look right up at you. So let me help her out. Let me help all of you out. Since I'm changing that variable and opening the door, I'm gonna drop down to the Tupperware lids again. Lemon gets free treats because she's the best. Doug's going to retrieve for Tupperware lids because she is also the best. All right, let's see what happens this time. So we're back at our start point. Find it. And where does she look next? She looked right up at me. I move, find it. She looked out the door, then to me. That's okay, but I want to take this as a teaching moment. Very good. And I'm going to just pause there, and she got a second treat. She looked right up at me. I'm going to move one down. She did look at first, came up pretty much to me, but just because there's a lot going on outside, we're going to give her the benefit of the doubt. And we're going to move through this just as though she had spent a little bit longer looking outside. So that means she got 2 treats at that one dot right by the door. Very nice, good job. So I'm gonna remove some of our best. You know what? I probably shouldn't remove these yet. I should probably leave them down on the playing field because there was a couple times where she really looked around and said, what's going on? It was brief. She was comfortable, the leash was loose. Thank you. But I'm really trying to teach our puppies an idea that if they need to look around, they are welcome to do that. And it doesn't mean the game is over. So we'll do the find it. Walk and find it. Reward with walk. Oh, wait, you looked out there. So I'm gonna stay at this one. See, even I almost caught that one. She looked out the door, then at me, that's fine. But as I start to move towards strangers, or other dogs, or squirrels, as my friend here really likes to chase them, I really want to know where her brain is. And right now I'm hoping she's engaged and she's coming right up to me. Yeah, I know that was a brief pause looking out the door. So once again, after this round, I'm not going to quite remove another lid. I'm actually going to end the game once we get back to this first Tupperware. And find it. Oh, treat party. Oh my gosh, all done, treat party. All done, treat party. Yeah, good job. Which is my favorite way to end any training exercise. We're just gonna say all done, toss some cookies down so that they know sessions training with me and on good notes. Hi, which makes them want to come back and do some more later, right? You know, you're like, what else is out there? I don't know, what else is out there? Thanks for being a good sport. Good job. So there are more variations to Super Bowls, meaning we can take them outside. We can spread them further out. The lovely thing about using these is they give your dog a very strong environmental cue. They know what the game is. Down the road, we could use different environmental cues to have you stop and reinforce your dog. But getting into the habit of telling your dog that you love it when they check in with you and that you could move forward, move back, or remain in position, depending on what they do, goes a long way to building up some great loose leash walking skills.